Hey, so these guys were talking about crutches, and I just thought everyone should hear this story because it's just I never tell it enough times. But I was on crutches once when I was a kid because I broke my foot jumping on the bed. And then I saw a spider hanging from the ceiling at school one day, and I was so scared of the spider that I started crutching away at like a not safe speed, and I fell and I broke my other foot. And so yeah, so I was in a wheelchair for a little bit of fifth grade.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right. Oh my god.
Did like
Yeah.
someone have to pick you up off the
That
ground?
was like my worst year ever. I turned into the funny fat friend. I lost the school president race for
Damn.
lower school, and I also broke both my feet. Or maybe it was like sprained or something. I don't remember, but this is like the most embarrassing way possible. And that this girl who always kept beating me for everything just kept beating me for all the school plays. I was just like, I'm gonna grow up a villain.
And look at you now.
Oh, and you.
So what happened is that I didn't become a villain. I just stopped trying at stuff. So now we're good.
What is she doing now?
So I don't know. I lost track of her. Actually, she's the one I wrote about in my diary that one time I read it on the stream. Her name was Katie, and I wrote like this whole dedication to her that's like gone but not forgotten or whatever. And then I was like, yeah, by the way, she didn't die. She went to Tampa. She just moved away.
Which is
But of course, it was like 2005. Like it's crazy. Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is not what
Oh
people
my
came here for, but hello. So,
Chasing a spider. That's crazy. That's such bad luck.
I know, dude. I know. I'll never forget.
now
the
you've seen
spider.
those videos of like when a spider comes out of like the air conditioner thing in a car, and people just like act normal and pull over. Everybody on the freeway would be in danger if that happened to me. Like I would take myself and everybody else out. I wouldn't be able to do it. That would be how I go.
Yeah, I had a frog in the car once, and I was just like, so should I just off myself here, crash into the thing, or do I try to get the frog out? I don't know. It was a hard decision.
I get startled very easily. I wouldn't have handled that well.
All right, so Bruce and Patrick are going to be a little bit late, but they'll be with us in a second. I see the super chat here, Jermaine, but I got to tell you, because of YouTube's dislike for my favorite word here, I'm going to have to wait a few minutes because if I do it too early, they like to ban my shit for advertisers. So I'm gonna hold off on that, but I will. Yeah, Tiff is with us. I haven't heard from Patrick in a while, so I'm happy he's gonna come hang out. But if you guys don't remember Patrick, he also helped me with that copyright stuff that was going on a while back, was helping me. We got in touch with an actual, copyright lawyer and did a consult and all that. And so there was just all that going on. He was really helpful. And also he's just super funny. So,
Awesome.
and then of course Bruce is going to come back, but let me, I'm going to pull this up real quick. I remember earlier, I guess you guys weren't here. I said I was going to go through some of this so I would just know what to skip and how to navigate better when we got to all the exhibits.
And you didn't.
Wow. How dare you do that? And no, I did not. Okay. But the thing is, I just wanted to take a nap. So I didn't do that. But we're going to be fine. We'll get through it. I know we've read through most of the texts that were available out there. I don't know if it's the same ones, but we'll find out, I guess. At some point I might try to turn the camera on, but I'm still a little gross, so we'll see. I've been faceless for like a week, and I have all these people like, don't become a faceless channel like all these other people. And I'm like, other people? What do you mean?
Calm down.
Yeah. Like, can I just not show you my face for a week? Is it gonna be okay? Like,
Right. You'll survive.
all right. Anyways, Omar, of course, filed this on Mike's behalf. Let's see. I skipped over this beginning part because it's just like check boxes or something.
My jaw dropped to the floor when I saw how long this was.
Yeah, okay. But the thing is, like, it's only the actual writing is only like 20 some pages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that helps because there's just no way in hell that I'm gonna get through 500 pages tonight. So it is only 7 here, but
when I was looking through it earlier, it seemed like a lot of them were like reposts of, or whatever you call it, refilings of like other filings.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's like not as much as it seems like it would be, as far as
Mhm.
volume goes. It still packs a
Like
punch.
or like new information that we haven't seen yet or something.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
packs a punch though.
Mhm.
So Laura has been able to kind of expand on her victim fan fiction for what 10 years now. So I feel like this is the first time maybe it's all being really laid out here in such a way that's like really showing it in every case. Is that right? I mean, I know he mentions at least Greg and Clayton in here.
Yeah.
Or at least in Mike's, I've never seen it laid out like that, so we'll find out.
I haven't seen it in a filing laid out like that.
Right.
No,
Well, I've
it
seen
was
it
laid out
all over the Reddit, but it's not the same.
But it's not all like just like together like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, hey Bruce, what's up?
Bruce the Moose.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is happening?
What's going
Hey,
on?
I thought you said loco lawyer.
That would work too.
Lol cow.
All right, so we're just gonna get into this a little bit. Let's see, petitioner Laura Owens has documented history of fabricating allegations of pregnancy, domestic violence, sexual assault, lying under oath, and presenting false evidence to the court. She is currently facing 7 felony charges related to serial pregnancy fraud and perjury in the Superior Court of Maricopa County in Arizona, including allegedly injecting herself with HCG so that she would test positive on pregnancy tests. Her latest filing in Arizona, seeking a permanent DVRO against respondent Michael Marraccini, is just the latest in a series of escalating behaviors designed to abuse court processes as a means of silencing her victims to prevent them from combating her fictitious victim narrative. Owens and Marraccini met in March of 2016 and engaged in an on-again, off-again romantic relationship that ended in August of 2017. During the relationship, Owens crafted a series of escalating narratives to emotionally manipulate Marraccini. This included fabricating pregnancies, miscarriages, abortions, and fraudulently creating documents to support an ovarian cancer diagnosis. Owens used these traumatic fictions to coerce Marraccini into continuing to date her, using 2 fake letters from an OBGYN to encourage Marraccini to change his attitude and be more supportive of her. And oh my God, I forgot about this letter where they basically, like, the doctor is saying, well, your boyfriend should just be more supportive. Doctors aren't saying shit like that. That's not, no. Okay, I'm sorry. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever read.
It really showed her age, I think. Like,
It
was really bad.
Yeah.
Giving you a prescription for cuddles.
Oh God. Sign me up, Bruce.
So she was what, like 24, 25, 24, 25, right around this time?
I can't even remember how old she is now, man.
I think she had just
think
turned
it was
25.
Yeah, 26, I think. But I could be wrong.
She was born in 90. And this
So,
is
yeah.
2016.
Mm.
What is that? 26?
Yeah.
Yep.
26. That's what I had stuck in my head.
Nice.
I don't know. At the ripe age of 26, I still knew not to write stuff like this. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing way bigger stuff.
Stunted 26.
Oh my god, if she's faking doctor's letters at 26, what was she doing? Like, she wrote herself so many, like, get out of gym letters in her time.
I was going to say, I
Right.
wonder what she did at Valentine's Day at school.
And like
Can
a
I say-
doctor's note for breaking her foot.
Can I share real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So in high school, like, I don't like to do physical stuff at all, like any kind of exercise. So in high school, like in my senior year, I couldn't avoid doing gym anymore. Like, you have to take it. So I convinced the gym teacher that I was an off the books aide that just took attendance and ran errands for her. And I still had to be graded as if I was taking gym class. And I don't think that she believed me as much as she just didn't care enough to argue about it. Like, just
That's awesome.
Okay,
I'm pretty
fine.
proud of that
You
one.
were a student teacher?
I said I was like an aide, like a teacher's aide. Like I said, I would take attendance and really, because it's gym, not do much else.
Teacher's aide.
And yeah, and
Like you were an employee of the school?
That's
With a
actually
secret-
genius.
Yeah.
A secret
I
student?
think I should have tried that.
Like 21 Jump
intern.
Street?
Like
you
an
were
intern.
undercover like Johnny Depp or
Yeah.
something?
oh
my
no,
gosh.
that would have been awesome.
21 Jump
I'd have been
Yeah,
good at
but 21
I'd
Jump
have been-
Street.
I've been good at that.
Laura
Yeah,
does
I
have
did.
the right to remain an attorney.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
No.
I had to share that real quick. Just
awesome.
somebody said
Smooth.
high school and it made me think of it.
It's smooth.
Someone's impressed. That's creative. All right. Marraccini called the police on Owens on January 7th, 2018. Owens had confronted Marraccini and his sister in public, yelling and screaming obscenities at him. 2 days later, on January 9th, Owens obtained her retaliatory domestic violence restraining order in the Superior Court of California. The allegations in the DVRO were shocking, with Owens claiming extreme abuse at the hands of Marraccini, including using photographs from when she fell off a horse to allege abuse. Oh, that's confronting. And that it arose to such a degree she had to seek inpatient mental health treatment, an allegation she confusingly refutes in her previous filings. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Does anyone know what that means? I didn't click the exhibits.
What do you mean?
When she refuted her own statement about having
it wasn't
inpatient.
in this. She just recently did a filing where she said she was never an inpatient.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She says he's lying about that. I remember when he read these, I got really mad because I was reading what she was saying to him. She's like, I'm on a hold here now that I admitted my problem. They said probably 24 hours and then I can do intensive outpatient if my psychiatrist approves it. That's not how that fucking works. First, when you go to the ER and you're suicidal, they're taking all your belongings, including your phone. Second, it's always, if they decide to hold you involuntarily, then it's a 72-hour hold in Arizona and in Florida. So because those are the only two states I've lived in, and I'm pretty familiar with them. So you don't get to like sit there and text in the ER while you're on a hold for suicidality, and you don't get to like, they're not going to tell you you're going to be gone in 24 hours. That is, you do not do that, because that's one way to get a patient to freak out on another staff member really quickly when that other staff member has to come tell them, no, you can't just leave after 24 hours. Nobody does
I
that.
remember you talking about that when
Right.
we first talked about all this stuff.
There's
a
a
year ago.
whole like host of reasons that you don't just let someone do whatever they want with their cell phone when they're having a problem like this, and a lot of it has to do with this. So say that Mike, even though we know he's not, say that he was some abusive guy and he was part of the problem that was causing her to feel like she wanted to harm herself. You don't want them to sit there and make it worse by texting that person, or maybe even encouraging them to come to the hospital where there might be some sort of confrontation with an abuser. So that's just not a thing that they allow. So I don't know. It was all very annoying.
Mhm.
That's how I feel when I'm reading financial documents. It's all very annoying. It's all wrong.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Hearing you explain it, Lauren, is like makes so much sense now.
Yeah, well, it was just everything that she would say when she was saying that she was with a therapist, psychiatrist, whatever, or when my psychiatrist says this or that. I'm like, you're not actually seeing your psychiatrist in the emergency department. Like
Right.
the person who's treating you on the floor as well, they're not going to be the same person you see in the ER. Typically in the ER, unless you're in like a very, specialized hospital, you're not going to see an actual psychiatrist. You'll see like some kind of MD. It'll be like an emergency medicine doctor. And then they would have people like who work in social work or in like therapy or something like that who would come see you and work with the doctor to decide whether you need to go to the floor or not, because that was my job. I used to do the consults with the doctors, but like they didn't have an actual psychiatrist who comes down there and treats you in the emergency room. You have to go up there and be assigned a bed and officially become a patient. So, All right. On January 22nd, 2018, Marraccini timely filed his response and denied all allegations made by Owens and noted her history of manipulative conduct, including her fabricated pregnancies and conflicting medical claims. Owens and Marraccini both submitted supplemental declarations and third-party witness statements. A hearing originally scheduled for January 26 was continued for further evidence, depositions, and declarations. Ultimately, on or about July 10th, exhausted by the false narratives, Marraccini entered into a stipulated agreement, resulting in the issuance of a 2-year Klutz reported restraining order after hearing under Family Code Section 6200 without any admissions of wrongdoing by Marraccini. Okay. That order was set to expire on July 10th, 2020. Notably, there was never any finding that Marraccini ever committed an act of domestic violence. On the date the order was set to expire, Owens filed a request to renew the DVRO, alleging continued fear and allegations of various violations by Marraccini, which he affirmatively denies. A hearing was held on September 11th before the Honorable Sharon Reardon. Despite Marraccini's objection and without a finding of new abuse, the court granted a 5-year renewal, extending the DVRO to July 10th, 2025. That's so sad, man. Like, it's so fucked up. Oh God, not the TEDx. I like this shot. I don't know. I just feel like she looks like she's you know what, I'm not gonna say that.
It looks
not
like
gonna be
she's
rude.
about to spit pistachio shells at someone out of her mouth.
All right, you know, we can go with that. That's cool. Okay.
Why did I think the TEDx logo had like a big X, not like this weird X?
Oh,
I don't
think
know,
This
man.
is. I think this is it.
I wasn't paying close attention to TEDx.
Yeah, I
I
thought it
guess.
was like capital T, lowercase ed, capital X.
Dude, everyone and their
Oh.
mother was like trying to get in touch with TEDx for the longest time about this. It was like
She
impossible.
probably is TEDx, honestly.
She is.
Patrick. I don't think so.
You know what I mean? Come on.
I don't think
Well,
she has
she
that many
might be a
connections.
man, baby. Don't forget.
Excuse me, what?
I could see her like unzippering herself and just being like someone completely different.
Tag and,
Jesus Christ.
she's tag and
That's
tag.
horrifying.
She is David Gingras.
I was gonna say Jan, but that's cool, I guess.
Oh,
She
boy.
is David Gingras.
Yeah.
Morphing. Morphing is cool.
Animorphs. Maybe she's really a horse.
Ew.
Oh boy.
Should be mini horse.
Animorphs.
All right. Between 2022 and 2024, Owens used this DVRO as a means of advancing a fabricated narrative that she was a domestic violence survivor. She made multiple public statements, including a January 2022 TEDx talk. Oh, I didn't realize that was in 2022. I thought it was older than that. And a June 2023 Chicken Soup for the Soul essay, all of which accused Marraccini of engaging in abuse. That was removed, right?
It says in the footnote.
Down in the footnote. Yeah, they removed it from their online publication. It's still floating out there in books somewhere, but I don't know who wants to read that.
Probably in some like Barnes and Noble somewhere.
Meanwhile, Owens continued to use her pattern of falsifying pregnancies with 2 new victims in the Superior Court of Maricopa County. In 2021 to 2022, she sued an Arizona man named Greg Gillespie in Maricopa County for abortion coercion after she claimed he impregnated her with twins and then later claimed to have aborted them at this direction. Oh, God. Poor Greg. I mean, imagine like going through something like that, and I feel like one of the worst parts of that would be having to describe how you pulled out and came on her back. Like, just letting everyone know that, by the way. Like, by the way, I finished on her back. I don't know. It's gross. I mean, I guess if I were one of these guys, I would want everyone to know that I didn't, shoot inside her too, but it is what it is. God.
Subscribe.
When he refused to continue dating her, Laura obtained a protective order against him, which she recently renewed. From 2023 to 2024, Owens was the subject of a public legal controversy involving another false twin pregnancy allegation against ABC's former The Bachelor lead, Clayton Echard.
I hadn't heard of that one.
Who's that? He sounds tall. When Mr. Echard refused to continue to date her, Owens obtained a protective order against him as well. I think this all
What
could have
did-
been solved by dating contracts, to be honest. So
What did Omar
Right.
used to call Echard?
Echard?
Echard, yeah, Echard or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
And Greg Gillespie.
Oh, Gillespie, that's right. Yeah.
Gillespie.
Well, I'm still Laura, so I don't know what that says, but the man is like one of my best friends, and I'm Laura. You can finally say my last name right, but I'm not. I'm never Lauren.
He's
He
never
should've-
gotten my name right.
Oh,
That's definitely true, yeah.
I just let it go because I'm like, hey, that's fine. But disinformation is great.
I actually thought there were
Wait, you
two
just
different
don't care?
people because there were so many different names for you that I thought you were 2 or 3 different people at one time.
Oh, really? No, Omar
Yeah.
just completely messed it and like just made it up on his own.
That's great.
He mispronounced. Well, I don't want to give too much of it away, but I just went with it.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you in private chat.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, I'm not over here with like 8 different personalities. I'm not Laura.
You know what I'm noticing? He missed the opportunity here to mention that the twin claim was also made in the Clayton case.
Twin
mean,
flame
then
the
you-
cult?
No, the claim of twins, having twins,
Right.
because they
Oh.
established it for Marraccini, they established it for Gillespie, but he didn't mention it here. He missed an opportunity.
Mm.
That's
And I
You
mean,
say
I guess
somehow.
if you go look at the exhibits and all that stuff, it's probably in there. But like,
Yeah.
he could have
Well,
put
I
it
mean,
right
we'll
here.
just have to ask the person who adopted them and then email Dave about it or something, or
Right.
Clayton about it.
I mean,
With twins. Yeah.
oh
When
boy.
was that? Like January? Like this year?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Yeah, I didn't.
No,
Mm-mm.
it
Long
it
time
would have been
November.
it would have been back when everything was going on, like
Demanding the paternity test for the
yeah,
adopted
during
twins.
the Rabgen
Yeah.
test and everything,
Yeah.
because that weird email was like, "Hey, I adopted these twins that were born." You know, according to the timeline, they would have been like 6 months.
Yeah.
In gestation, like it just doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
it was
Yeah.
January 13th, 25. It says last November I adopted twins in what I thought was a private adoption, blah blah blah.
All right. Okay.
Crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait,
I always-
November 24?
That's what it says last. It was sent January 13th, 2025, and it says last November.
So what is that? That's
So like Laura was raising them until then? What the fuck?
yeah,
Does that even mean?
that's
Maybe-
crazy.
Maybe Laura got her dates wrong in that
Like
email.
February to November, then there'd be these babies hiding out.
I remember that email
Eating
being so much
scones.
older.
Well,
Yeah,
if he had tested negative in that situation, I guess she would have said they were Greg's.
None of this makes any sense.
Mm-mm. But this is a screenshot from Dave's video
Oh yeah.
where he showed it.
Yeah.
All right. The paternity
Bizarre.
litigation with Mr. Eckerd went to trial on June 10th, at which time Owen's prior victims, including Mr. Marraccini, were lawfully subpoenaed to testify. In June of 2024, the Maricopa County Superior Court found Owens was never pregnant by Mr. Eckerd and granted his request for a finding of non-paternity. The court found Owens had acted unreasonably in the litigation, initiated litigation without basis or merit, provided false testimony, and that Owens' petition was fraudulent and made to incite communication, a relationship, or both with Mr. Eckerd. Moreover, the court found that Owens had a pattern of similar, if not identical, behavior. Owens was ordered to pay over $149,000 to Mr. Eckerd, which has grown exponentially, I think. No, I don't know how much more it is now. Do you?
I think it's like around $200,000.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
not
yeah.
more.
50K more.
Yeah. Okay.
51K more.
Oh well.
All right. To Mr. Eckerd and referred to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office for review. On May 6, 2025, Owens was indicted by a Maricopa County grand jury on 7 felony counts, including fraudulent schemes and artifices, perjury, forgery, and evidence tampering related to the action with Mr. Eckerd. On July 10th, Owens submitted a second request to renew her restraining order against Marraccini. Incredibly stupid, by the way. Indicating her intent to seek a permanent order of protection against him, largely due to his attendance at the Eckerd trial pursuant to a lawful subpoena. Trial is scheduled for October 21 to 22, 2025 in San Francisco.
You know what's weird to me is that she doesn't mention in her filings any of what she mentioned previously, which is like, I'm still traumatized from him graping me, or I'm still traumatized from him choking me and making me pass out, or whatever else she claimed, right? She doesn't mention, she's like, well, he came and he didn't have a subpoena and he made this video about me. Like that's it. Like she doesn't
Jesus
she
Christ.
doesn't mention anything like why she would still be traumatized from, like why she would still be afraid of him based on what had happened.
Yeah,
Well-
it's all very generic language. Like even when Gingras was talking about it, right? Because he would say things like, "Oh, well, she was just terrified that he would be there," and it's like, well, but she's not terrified of Greg or Clayton. Like it's just
Mhm.
it's just these vague, unspecific descriptions of it. And
Yeah,
it
it's like
just
she
doesn't-
wasn't going to be able to testify because she was so scared. But it was,
Right.
Yeah.
there was never like a because.
scared of what, with 100 bailiffs around? Like
Right.
Yeah.
it's just there's no authenticity in the descriptions,
Mhm.
which sort of gives it away, because it's sort of like one of these Jack Fox things. Everything she's saying is focused on what she wants.
Uh-huh.
It's not focused on the truth or a realistic retelling of a story that actually happened.
Mhm.
Especially if you've watched witness testimony in those types of cases, It's not realistic at all. I watched a few this week on different court hearings, and it's just not the same. It's fabricated.
I
I
agree.
always had
In
this
my
question, like, why is she freaking out about Mike so much? But like, also Greg was right there, and she's not said a word really about him.
I
I
know
know
why.
she renewed, but I still don't see her like
I know
writing
why.
paragraphs. Why?
It's that laptop. That laptop was very damning.
Wow.
And I
Yeah,
think that they went at Mike so hard because they wanted that laptop to go away.
Well, that worked out.
Right?
That
Yep.
true on both counts. They did want him not there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
also
so-
psychologically, Mike was the longest relationship out of these relationships. So I think there's a lot more, I don't know what you want to call it, animosity there compared to the
Plus the
others.
TEDx.
Yeah, because she really had she had a hold on him for so long, and then she lost it, and that really is what made her lose it.
And it was that night that she saw him at the restaurant with his new girlfriend that sent her in a tailspin.
Oh god.
And that
Yeah.
was the first time she claimed any physical violence by him.
Yep.
She always seemed to know where he was eating dinner.
Right?
Like,
I
what the hell is that about?
swear that he didn't realize he had his Snapchat location on
That definitely tracks.
and that she was tracking him around town.
Yeah, no, that literally tracks.
That's what I think happened.
That makes
My
sense.
tinfoil hat theory.
Yeah.
Having seen a lot of protective order cases, I've seen multiple times where a person threatens to get a protective order, and then the person who got threatened with the protective order goes and does it before them, beats them out. There's literally people who will come in and say that, I'm doing it before he does it. But it was always the lowest class people who would do that. Not even try to work it out as adults, just they hear that and then they go directly to court. It was just always
And the police even gave her a courtesy call to be like, hey,
shit.
this, yeah, she says it. Well, okay, if we can believe this part of what she says.
Nope.
She says it in an interview where that she got a call from the police saying that Mike had filed a police report against her. And so then she claims she tries to go the next day and they were closed, or that they told her the person who was supposed to be in wasn't in, and they just dismissed her, and these awful police, it was a junior police officer. She has to be demeaning to the person, and then went back the day after.
Oh, she tried to make a statement. Once she realized she couldn't fix it that way, she went to court.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, cops. Fucking pigs. Sorry, I'm in DC right now, so fuck the cops.
Oh God.
Oh God. Stay
All right.
safe.
Wait, so where are we at now? Let's see. Owens has a well-documented history of making false pregnancy allegations, subsequently alleging domestic violence and otherwise abusing court processes when her victims do not wish to continue the relationship. Given the pattern of this would have all been solved if they have just approved her as a contestant on The Bachelor, obviously. Given this pattern of manipulating the court process to re-traumatize her victims, Marraccini urges this court to deny the requested renewal. Under California's Family Code, Section 6345, a domestic violence restraining order should be renewed only if the evidence shows the protected party harbors a genuine and reasonable fear of future abuse. Owens' own conduct, as evidenced by her current 7 felony charges in Arizona, demonstrates that any claimed fear on her part is neither genuine nor reasonable, but instead part of an ongoing strategy of deceit and manipulation.
Yep.
Let's see. So they're going into the background and everything. Early on in their relationship, Owens began her pattern of faking pregnancies to manipulate Marraccini. Just 3 months after meeting in June of 2016, Owens informed Marraccini that she was pregnant with his child, eventually sending a photo of a positive pregnancy test to support this false narrative. Within weeks, she insisted she was pregnant with his twins. Okay. Do I need to read this? Okay, let me see.
Crazy that picture came from the laptop. What a gold mine.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Text messages sent from Owens to Marraccini August 19th, purporting to show she was pregnant after a string of text messages where Marraccini indicated, "No, I don't want to meet up. I'm with my family." Okay.
Sorry, not funny.
No, it is funny. I mean, not
I feel
for
bad
him.
for him during that time, but
I don't feel bad for her. I like that she was rejected a million times.
Sure. Fair.
No medical evidence has ever been produced to corroborate that Owens was ever pregnant. That she was pregnant with twins but she had a feeling. She had to undergo the 3 surgical and 3 medical abortions, as she would later allege. That is fucking wild.
Oh, wait till
Yeah.
he like spells it all out. It's wild what
Yeah,
she said.
crazy one. On July 14th, 2016, a month after claiming she was pregnant, Owens told Marraccini she thought she was having a miscarriage, which she later retracted. Okay. One day later, on July 15th, 2016, Owens again indicated she was miscarrying and that she was bleeding and on her way to the hospital. Is the blood in the room with us now?
She knows.
And here's a text message that says,
As soon
I
as she
don't want
became
to.
pregnant-
What's that?
As soon as she became pregnant, she started having like serious issues.
Right.
Yep.
I don't want to actually cancel my appointment. I'm really having a rough night. I am bleeding and feeling horrible. What? Why don't you call the fucking or like 911 to take you to the hospital? I'm deciding if I need to go to the hospital. Well, I'm deciding if I need to go to the hospital. So I should take a break to text you really quick. And I need to speak with you.
I
I
should
think
be
that's all
texting the ER.
I think this is gonna all be solved with some Tony Robbins and anal.
This is not how legitimately pregnant people behave
No,
No.
man.
when they're
No.
concerned about their pregnancy.
No, it's not. No.
Yeah, or parents for that matter.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're gonna be a mom, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm deciding if I need to go to the hospital and I need to speak with you. You need to speak with a doctor and a psychiatrist.
Why?
Jesus Christ. I'm extremely upset. I know you are too, and I apologize for my part.
An apology. We don't see that very often from her.
That's true.
Oh, good lord. This claimed medical emergency is easily oh no. Is
There's
easily
a hook.
debunked with her social media post that same day, where she's depicted in a white dress, drinking alcohol and partying.
This is amazing.
I love the little arrow, Laura.
wow.
Maybe this picture is what got her to fess up, like in the elevator.
Dude, maybe, yeah.
This is
In
nothing
In the
short of amazing.
elevator.
Or remember she like admitted that to her dad that it like not all of it was made up.
In their San Francisco home.
Yeah.
Mm.
The elevator. I like the elevator.
I don't know
This
why I
is
thought it was
most
in an
pregnant
elevator.
people go to the OB, not the ER. Well, in my opinion, most pregnant people text a hotline, and they never see a doctor. So you're
Yeah.
wrong. Between July 23rd and October 14th, 2016, Owens claims to have had 3 surgical and 3 medical abortions, all in the midst of being diagnosed with ovarian cancer and receiving an oophorectomy to remove her cancerous ovary. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh,
Ugh.
when I
That's a busy 3 months.
when I was
Yeah.
pregnant with my daughter, I had gallstones and I went to the ER 6 times during my pregnancy. Like
Yeah,
that's the only place I could go.
Wow.
So it
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was awful.
Yeah.
That's
Sounds
painful.
terrible.
Oh my
Mhm.
God.
But
Yikes.
also, like like you said, like this isn't even someone she's married to, engaged to, like long-term relationship at this point. Like, why are you like, I'm bleeding. I think I'm
Right.
having a miscarriage. I'm thinking about going to the ER. I'm not sure, but I need to talk to you first. Like, who would say that?
It's all
Scorpion
it's all-
CA says 3 kids here. 1-800-NURSE is all I ever used.
Oh boy.
That's awesome.
I
have to
mean,
try
the only downside here is that she didn't have Dave Neal to email about in the middle
Right.
of the night while all this was going on. Instead of actually seeking medical care,
All right.
she could have just sent Dave Neal an anonymous email.
Well, I mean,
Send
it's
Mike
never
one.
too late. She can always fake more pregnancies, I guess.
Jeez.
She probably will.
I think where she's going, it's going to be hard to fake a pregnancy.
Oh no, I can't wait for the first lesbian pregnancy in jail.
Oral only, though.
I'm so
It's
excited for
gotta be
them.
oral.
Jesus Christ. This is terrible. After going to the hospital, Owens informed Marraccini the pregnancy was still viable. What? And called him to tell him they were having twins. Jesus Christ.
The emotional 180 between I'm bleeding, I'm having a miscarriage, I'm bleeding, I'm thinking about going to the hospital to
It's
every
twins!
time I'm having twins is wild.
I think like it perfectly depicts how she just constantly pivots when she's not getting the response or the answer she wants.
Yeah,
So
right.
she's like, how else can I do this?
Yep.
What scares him more than a miscarriage? a real one
Right.
plus 2.
Plus 2.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of tests or experiments that she's doing on him. It's really
Okay.
diabolical, actually.
I don't give her that much credit. I think she's just emotionally unstable.
I think she's both, personally.
Oof, that's
Well,
Yeah,
she's looking for a certain like response or a certain answer, right? Which is probably, I love you, I want to be with you,
It's,
I support
it's
you,
a
you're
secondary or immaterial gain. A secondary
agree.
gain.
I feel like it's
So-
very. I didn't mean to imply it's strategic. I think it's very tactical, right? It's like she's not sitting there saying, "Over the next 6 months, I'll try these different things."
right.
In the moment, she's trying something new as
yeah,
a panic response to what's
to
going
elicit
on.
like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and getting more and more
But
panicked.
the effect is effectively she's trying these different things over time.
Well, I mean, who knows
Manipulating.
who knows where I would be now if I had tried this on my high school boyfriend? You know?
We have to consult the diary.
Married with
Oh,
You'd
kids.
have triplets. You'd have
Thank God,
triplets.
I'm on the other side of the country from that diary, and that's a privilege. So, all right. On July 22nd, 2016, Owens started claiming that the twin pregnancy was no longer viable and that she would take abortion pills. Days later, she claimed that the abortion pills did not work and that she still had to undergo a surgical abortion. Owens would allege a series of complications with the procedure, including that she was bleeding a lot and that she needed not 1 but 3 surgical abortions to terminate the alleged twin pregnancy. Okay.
I think there was some horse competition in between there too.
Was there? Oh my God. All right.
I think
Whoa.
for end of July.
Looks like we have to do the pills. I'm taking it again. Does he not respond at any time during all this? Jesus Christ.
This is like, it looks like there's like 5 days in between here.
Holy crap. Looks like we have to do the pills. I'm taking it again so I don't have to have suction done. There's a small amount of tissue left and I can do this or suction. I'll have the doctor write something after I'm done to say I'm no longer pregnant. Okay. Anything else you want to say before I get... Jesus Christ. It's like, any last words? I'm feeling absolutely horrible. I'm cramping nonstop, which I am not used to, and it kept me up all night, have a fever, and I'm bleeding a lot. Go to the fucking hospital. Like, what is your problem? I'm pretty sure if you're like heavily bleeding after a surgical procedure, the advice is to go to the emergency room, not text your not boyfriend who does not want to be with you.
So true.
I had a really short
Yeah.
appointment with the doctor, but glad I did. I'm going to go ahead and just have an aspiration. This is so casual.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'll just have an aspiration. It's fine. That was the doctor's recommendation, and I don't want to delay it longer. She thinks there's a good chance I have. Is it Asherman's?
Asherman's, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked
There
it up,
is.
and it makes some sense. The ultrasound won't confirm that though, but I will get a confirmation that it's done on Wednesday. Does that sound good to you? I want to have a really positive attitude since I know I haven't the whole time.
So many words.
It's just a mess, dude. I mean, look at the what date is this? This is October 11th, and the last one was August. What the hell? She's still saying the same. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is like a 3-month range.
Yeah, it was a
No,
3
if you
month-
have dead fetal tissue in your body or like fucked up tissue and stuff in your body, they're taking that shit out now. They're not waiting 2 months.
Right.
Like, that's
It could get infected.
Well, you know,
happening.
these twins, they're so good at hiding. They'll hide behind a spleen or something. Like, they're just,
God damn it.
You can't get them all in one go. You got to just keep going
Peekaboo.
back. Yeah,
They said,
I
in
mean,
case of bleeding, text your ex.
yeah, exactly. Oh
Jesus
no!
Christ.
I should put
That's
that
going
on
in
the,
all the break rooms.
pill bottle instructions that she took.
Oh, jeez. To support her escalating faux pregnancy emergencies, Owens manufactured various medical records. After the feigned multi-abortion ruse, Owens doctored letters from an OBGYN, whom Owens claimed in her deposition for the Eckerd paternity case was a cancer specialist. What? To state she had to state she had ovarian cancer and had an oophorectomy. So this is part of her deposition, I guess. That would be an OBGYN, but I haven't established regular enough care with an OBGYN, but I was treated for PCOS in San Francisco by a provider. Who was the provider in San Francisco? I was treated by Dr. Chan. He's a gynecologist it's like a specialist one for, well, you need to see a specialist for mental health issues, but okay. Fertility. And then she says, no, he's not. He's for cancer. Okay. That would be an OBGYN, but I haven't established regular enough care with. Okay, we just read that. Or something like that, right? I was
Yeah,
treated
it
for
looks like the
PCOS.
same thing posted twice.
Yeah. Treated
That
for the
sentence
PCOS.
right there is my favorite of the filing so far. After the feign multi-abortion ruse.
Right?
That's great.
One for fertility, no, he's not for cancer. Okay, so it is the same thing. Okay.
Yeah,
so you
same
got it.
thing.
All right. These fabricated letters perpetuated the emotional manipulation of Marraccini, with the doctors telling Marraccini that Owens had real ovarian cancer, not the fake kind. And the doctors strongly encouraged him to change his, I think he means attitude and support Owens. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
An oophorectomy is a surgery removal of one or both ovaries. In Owens' case, she claims the procedure was performed on her right ovary. Excerpt from a deposition. Yeah, so that's what that is in Owens v. Eckerd.
I mean, the important point there is like no legit medical provider would write with that kind of language in some
No,
sort of letter.
absolutely
or
not.
report.
No.
That's why it was important for Omar to put that in there and call that out in that section.
Mhm.
No, that was ridiculous. So this, I guess, is one of the emails that she pretended was from a doctor. Thank you for your email. I'm sorry you're going through such a rough time right now, and I will do my best to help you through it. This is not what he went to med school for. I read the messages you sent me from your boyfriend.
My vet doesn't even write emails this long.
Nobody does this. No, I read the messages you sent me from your boyfriend. Okay, doctors don't read screenshots from your boyfriend. That's not a thing. Stage 1A is without a doubt considered to be true cancer. I'm sorry, as opposed to fake cancer. Is that what the
I
doctor?
think like in the text, Mike said,
Oh,
if I remember this whole thing, Mike was saying that it didn't say she actually had cancer, that there maybe were just like
I think it was
potential-
just the HPV or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't
it was
I
but
vaguely
but
recall.
she was telling him specifically about her
Yeah.
ovary.
risk
Yeah.
factors or indicators or something like that.
It
As
was
opposed
something
to a
like that,
diagnosis.
and she was like, no, like 1A or whatever they call it. Yeah, stage 1A is. She was like, it is real cancer, and so then lo and behold, she gets this letter from her doctor that says it's true cancer.
Mhm.
Another
That's not-
overreaction. Like, he probably was trying to be nice.
Right.
And she was like, no, a doctor says it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just, well.
But I think he was also like, come on, like you don't have cancer.
Yeah. She's probably like, I'm dying. Wait, when is this cancer? What is it, October? No, this is also in August.
August.
Yeah.
When
Okay.
she had
this
the
is
three
during the
abortions in 1
abortion
month.
saga. She
There's a lot
has
going
cancer.
on. A lot going on there in that month.
It's a lot, Mike.
And horse competitions, at least 2 that month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just going to zoom in a little bit because that's a little small. All
That's
right.
what she
I feel like
said.
the real is in quotes.
Thanks.
The may is in quotes. This is not a clinician's lexicon.
No, it's not.
No.
You are correct, Laura. Here's a cookie. This cancer
Here's another baby.
Here, right? Is found only in one ovary. He's incorrect in his saying that this means you just might have malignant cancer cells. Please tell him that yes, I have diagnosed you with real ovarian cancer, not something that just may be there. I am not sure what is meant by the message you forwarded me that says I would only be diagnosing it if it were something other than stage 1A. That is a very real stage. Stop saying very real, bro. This is like bachelor lingo. Very real. My connection with you is very real. It's so real. It's all real. Okay.
So condescending.
It simply means it has not spread beyond your right ovary. I recommend looking at the American Cancer Society's website page for more information. I'm sorry, nobody talks like that. In addition, you can let him know that your diagnosis and treatment has been complicated by your pregnancy, which on its own has been extremely difficult and unusual. I would strongly encourage him to change his attitude and support you at this time. I sincerely hope things get better.
The
My-
double
my-
spacing after the periods is
Oh.
such a telltale.
There it is. Yeah, the double spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce, didn't you say you like to do that?
Well, I mean, I do that, but
Oh, Bruce probably wrote this email.
I might have. I mean, my totally real doctor assessment is completely consistent with when you Google WebMD. So, I mean, come on. I'm a legit
God.
moose doctor. Come on. Double space.
I called the moose doctor.
Right. Well, if I ever meet a moose who's been pregnant and tried to abort 6 times, I'll call you.
Sure.
Let me read some of these. Hope Johnson, thank you for the $5. In my opinion, an ER social worker saved my life and sanity. Yeah, I mean, people do good work in there. Thank you for that. IB, thank you for the 5. Did you all see Laura filed for indigent status in AZ? Yeah, that's interesting. So I don't understand that much. So I don't want to speak too much on that. Can you guys, like, what is that? What is she asking for there?
Yeah, I was actually confused by it as well, because it's rare that you see a private attorney file for indigent status when they're like under a retainer. It would make sense if they were like a private law firm doing it pro bono.
Right.
But it's kind of counterintuitive for a paid for attorney. Like the court's going to have some questions is all I know is going to happen, because it doesn't pass the smell test. But essentially what she is doing is saying, I don't have enough money to combat the state's resources. The states have experts, the states can do forensic like evidence. And so her rights, like under the Constitution, has to be given not all of the same resources of the state, but some if she can't afford them. So that's what she's asking for, is for like the state to pay for her to have experts. And what she doesn't realize in that situation is like, yeah, you get the expert, but the state picks the expert. Right. And I promise you that state expert is not going to give you the answer you're wanting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I'd rather see her appointed state experts for these things rather than have her spend a bunch of money to get some Yahoo like Dr. Medchill.
Good point.
Right?
Yeah, I think the bankruptcy court's going to be interested in some of the statements made in that document too.
Yeah, and then it's funded by the taxes, right? Like a state appointed.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's such shit, because she could have very easily put people in financial ruin. Like they found a way. Mike found a way to recover. Greg found a way to recover. Lone Cactus found a way to recover, but it was still like big hits. Like some people may have had to file bankruptcy, like real bankruptcy, because she bankrupted them. Wow. And now her lawyer is saying, yeah, she paid me this money, but she can't afford this, and I can't fight her case without having these things available. Right. So like, give us this taxpayers' money to provide us with these experts. I think it's such bullshit.
I don't know how the court's gonna react to it. If they're just gonna say, yeah, sure. Like if they do treat tax dollars like a blank check, which would be really disappointing.
Yeah.
So I hope they make like a reasonable inquiry.
I'm not sure Arizona has a very relaxed position towards that. I really don't. I think that they might be a little more strict on what they approve for court paid costs.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like I'm an expert in Arizona law, even though I probably pass the Arizona bar at this point. But I agree with like overall the laws there are a lot more conservative than California and in the East Coast.
Yeah, that's just my thought. I don't know, but I do think the bankruptcy court's going to care about some things they said in that statement.
I learned so much. I felt like going back to bankruptcy law in law school when I watched your video. It left me wanting to like pick your brain about like how to buy a house out of foreclosure.
Ooh. Oh, we can talk about that one day.
Yeah, we'll talk about it one day.
That'd be
this
good.
Sounds. I'm sorry. This is thrilling.
We're putting Lauren to sleep.
Let us nerd out. You nerd out to your.
I love you guys. What the hell? What's happening? All I heard was foreclosure. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Ms. Owens. Yesterday, August 30th, you received ovary removal surgery, oophorectomy of your right ovary, as well as surgical abortion. Due to your recent medical history, I will wait to confirm pregnancy termination until blood work and a follow-up ultrasound are completed. They don't usually send an email like this. That's not a thing. I mean, you get like discharge information, which would say all this stuff. I will wait to confirm pregnancy termination.
For a note from your parents, like, dear teacher XYZ, yesterday Laura had her appendix out, so please excuse her from gym class.
Please love her.
did you take out a fetal sac or not? Like, it's not necessarily like if they take out your appendix, they don't have to make sure that your blood work shows you don't have an appendix anymore. I mean, either it happened or it didn't. I don't know.
Right.
It's weird.
Right.
I forgot I was asked to remind everyone that Laura's a cunt. Just letting you know. So, all right. Wait to confirm, blah, blah, blah. Although there were no complications during the procedure, as you explained to me, you have already experienced emotional side. Jesus Christ. You've already experienced emotional side effects, such as extreme fatigue, depression, and mood swings. These are common, and I would ask your boyfriend to support during your recovery.
This doesn't make it. Nobody would write this. This is.
No.
I'm tired.
And if they did,
Nobody's
they
like,
should be fired.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write you a letter telling you what you told me yesterday. Like
Laura is a cunt.
nobody talks like that. No one.
Right. Nobody
it's-
repeats that information.
It's fan fiction style
it's
writing.
stupid as
Yeah.
hell.
It's not even good fan fiction style writing.
Yeah. Notably, even as Owens insisted she was suffering all these grave conditions, a high-risk twin pregnancy, multiple miscarriages, repeated abortions, and cancer, she continued to engage in strenuous activities. For example, during this very period, she was competing in equestrian jumping events.
There we go.
In December of
Yep.
2016, under mounting scrutiny, Owens finally admitted to Marraccini and her own father, Ron Owens, that she had never been pregnant, that everything was fabricated, and that she would seek psychological care. Yikes. Marraccini continued to date Owens after her confession in hopes she would seek the professional help she admitted needing and that her family would support her efforts. Ultimately, Owens' manipulative habits only continued and escalated, with Marraccini having to call the police on January 7, 2018. Little did Marraccini know this would initiate Owens filing the underlying DVRO, which contained a false reality in which Marraccini was the abuser, despite an utter lack of verifiable evidence. These lies were not innocent mistakes or misunderstandings. They were deliberate, sustained fabrications about the creation and loss of human life designed to manipulate Marraccini into continuing to date her. This was the pattern of Owens' relationship with Marraccini and, later, her relationships with the two victims in Arizona. In addition to this manipulative conduct, Owens has demonstrated a consistent pattern of retaliatory legal action. When a romantic partner initiates legal proceedings against her, she responds by filing legal actions against them. This pattern is evident in 3 separate cases. After Marraccini contacted law enforcement regarding Owens' behavior, she filed for a temporary restraining order against him 2 days later. When Greg Gillespie, Arizona victim, filed an order of protection against Owens, she entirely evaded service and filed her own order of protection against him 3 months later. Similarly, after Clayton Eckert obtained an injunction against harassment, Owens filed an order of protection against him 10 days later. Damn. When Marraccini ended their relationship, Owens continued this pattern by seeking a DVRO based on false and completely unsupported allegations. She now seeks to make that order permanent. Meanwhile, Owens currently faces multiple felony charges in Maricopa County, including perjury, extortion, and conspiracy, stemming from precisely the type of falsehoods and deceptive behavior Marraccini experienced firsthand years ago. Inconsistent conduct undermining her claims of fear. Okay. Owens cannot satisfy her burden to demonstrate a reasonable apprehension of future abuse. Her behavior has demonstrated that her claimed fear is neither genuine nor reasonable. Owens' conduct towards Marraccini has been wholly inconsistent with that of an individual who genuinely fears for their safety. The evidence demonstrates that her pursuit of a permanent DVRO stems not from any legitimate safety concern, but from a retaliatory intent related to Marraccini's lawful compliance with a subpoena in the Arizona proceeding. Okay. Affection and pursuit after alleged abuse. Owens portrays Marraccini as violent, yet her communications reveal a consistent pattern. Whenever he distanced himself or took actions she perceived as rejection, she would respond with sudden declarations of affection or fabricate a medical crisis to draw him back in. For example, Owens asserts that by early July 2016, Marraccini was already acting abusively towards her, but on July 6, 2016, she texted him, "I love and trust you." So this text, oh my
This
god.
is like
It's
the
like a
part that I
fucking
think is
book here.
really tough about this case is
Yeah.
like, no, from me having been in an abusive relationship, there are times where you say, "I love you, I trust you,
Mhm.
I'm sorry," when you didn't even do anything, but they're upset because they feel you did something against them. So you apologize, you are loving, you are really supportive. But it's like that toxic cycle that's the issue in the relationship. So like
Yeah.
this is just the really tough part to argue.
Right.
in my opinion.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it's on her to make that counterpoint. If like, see,
Mhm.
Ninja, like you, that comes from a personal experience, and so that's why you can speak to it so
Mhm.
personally. She doesn't have the actual experience, so
Right.
in her response, it's going to come through that way.
Hmm.
But you're totally right. Like
Right.
in a different context, it, you could see like saying that to someone who was actively abusing you.
Hmm. And we know like it didn't happen to her, but just generally, it's like a tough thing to say.
See,
Hmm.
It's sort of a credibility test.
Right.
yeah. So it doesn't really lower her, but I think the overall point of this section is like that she is so terrified of him, but then she wants to like talk to him instead of deposing him, or
Mhm.
I'm sure there's other instances where her actions towards him were inconsistent with being fearful.
100%. Yeah.
But if this is the
Yep.
strongest one, yeah, that's a good point.
Let's see. I'm really sorry for the late response.
Oh, you're gonna do it? Jesus, no way.
Yes. Do it. Do it.
Doing it.
All right.
I'm really sorry for the late
Say it
response.
now.
But with the horses and services scattered here, I also really appreciate you breaking that down for me. The moving situation makes a lot of sense. I also definitely wouldn't be opposed to moving, especially to San Diego at some point in the future if it was the right situation. You should move there alone and never talk to anyone. Wanting to settle down isn't so much to do with my age. She was, what, 26 at the time we said?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
chill out. As much as it is the fact that I personally have these views about wanting to be with one person, the situation really shocks me and made me realize I need to be upfront with what I want because I haven't been in relationships in the past because I was afraid of scaring the other person up. Whoa, what gave you that idea? However, this has certainly added more depth to our relationship early on, and I feel like the responsible thing for both of us to do from it is either maturely move forward or end it. Well, you wouldn't let him, and it seems like we are on the same page there. um, it really hurt me to read the last paragraph of your text because I feel horrible that I have made you feel that way, and yet you think you're on the same page. I really do only want to bring you up and make you feel good about yourself. So let me fake 6 abortions. And I'm sorry that I have been moody and insecure. There's a word for that, babe. You're exactly who I want to be with, and I think once we are on the same page about feelings, I will be able to take a breath and trust it. I guess I've just been questioning you and your feelings about the future because you aren't where I'm at now. You just said you were on the same page. And I'm nervous
Right.
you won't get there, or that you won't integrate me into your life with your family and friends. Trust me, I want nothing more than to relax and enjoy our relationship. The stress from the pregnancy is really straining it and making me have these mood swings that I hate myself for, and I'm sorry for that. That entire sentence is just like such manipulative bullshit.
Yep.
I also do really hate to end the pregnancy when we both see a future together, and this would probably be a super kid we are missing out on. But I guess there's time for that in the future. If I think about it logically, I want to establish a solid relationship with you and make memories without kids involved because we aren't there yet. I just feel bad, but I don't want to ever make you feel bad, so I won't you bitch. But I don't want to ever make you feel bad, so I won't question you. I love you and I trust you. And I think that this
that's a
lady is
hook.
like one of the most abhorrent people I've ever heard of.
I think
Wow.
it's a hook. It's a hook, right? It's a hook. Like throwing
Yep.
out the "I'm sorry" and I love it. It's a hook.
Gross. So gross.
It is gross. It is gross. I've been with my husband for 33 years, and I've never once said that much to him in one situation, like in one conversation, right? Like I don't get that. I
Ugh.
don't know.
Oh god.
It's
All
a
right.
lot.
Similarly, Owen states she feels secure and loved by Marraccini in late 2016. Here we go. Another story. As I was driving down here and listening to your playlist, which I loved and it kept me awake, I was thinking about how tremendously lucky I am to have you as my boyfriend. You just have all these great qualities that make me smile. For me, the timing of these feelings is really strange because I feel like I'm so out of control with what happens to my dad, and she's been using her dad's health issues for so long as an excuse to manipulate people. Normally, I would be really stressed out, but I have changed my outlook, and you have been a huge part of that, which in turn has helped me cope with what's going on with him and be a better daughter. Oh God. I mean, your parents are 2.3 million in debt, and you contributed that significantly. I don't think you're a great daughter. I feel secure and loved by you, and it's one of the best feelings I've experienced in my life. What the heck? Yeah. What the? Okay. Whiplash. You hold such a special place in my heart, and I would do anything to make your life easier or make a random day better for you. Well, you could probably just go away then, to be honest. Thank you so much for all you make me. I think she means to do. You do to make me a better person, yeah. And for your love and support and getting me to simultaneously so enjoy living in the moment with you while also being so excited for our future feels great.
Wait till she discovers real estate speculation.
Jesus Christ, dude. After a March 2017 trip to Dubai, during which Owens now claims Marraccini was cruel, though no abuse actually occurred, she continued to initiate friendly, even flirtatious exchanges with Marraccini, stating, "Oh no,
You gotta say it.
I'm horny, baby. Okay, I love you.
I'm
And as late as
constipated."
mid-November, I wish we could get dinner. Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay. No.
I'll read it.
no. I want to see
No,
it.
wait,
Oh,
I'll read
yeah.
it.
I'm
Someone
horny.
else. Someone else.
Love you.
I love that there's no reply to any of them.
Wait, who's gonna say that, Mike?
Where did you end up going?
Naked Fish. My dad forgot this place existed and wanted to go. You?
But you go to Naked Fish with your dad?
I'm
Just
horny,
saying.
baby.
I'm putting
Oh.
that on the soundboard.
Your dad makes me horny.
I've never been so dry in my life.
What is Naked Fish? That's a restaurant?
I think it's a sushi place.
I don't know. To be honest, it sounds kind of gay. Despite Owens'
Well,
claim,
get in the Subaru because we're going.
Damn it, Bruce.
I have
Admit
one.
you're up to lesbian culture. Jesus Christ. Despite Owens' claims supporting her DVRO, her own message to Marraccini, sent a year and 5 months into their relationship, reveals a desire for a deeper connection, deeper than anal and Tony Robbins. In it, she expresses appreciation for his honesty, that he is not in love with her. This is so much whiplash. This message undermines her portrayal of herself as a victim seeking distance or safety. Instead, it shows she was pushing for clarity and perhaps greater commitment, while Marraccini was not equally invested in the relationship.
Even though they were on the same page.
I think it's really important that came from Omar, who knows a lot about this topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I think that means a lot. I don't know. I'm not saying my words right, but you get what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Boots says no one's going to be horny tonight. That's correct. Nobody is getting pregnant with twins tonight.
It like holds a
That's
lot
right.
of gravity because of his experience.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
All right. I'm having a lot of trouble sleeping tonight. All I keep thinking about is how after a year and 5 months, you don't love me. God, what date was this on? Oh, it's August. Okay.
2017, right before they break up.
Oh, God. And while I definitely appreciate the honesty, I need to have more self-respect than that. Girl.
We all agree.
Than that, and realize it's not good enough for the kind of relationship I want. I understand that, and I'm sorry I'm not on the same level as you. Like, the guy's just being honest. She says, "That's it."
She tried to break up with him, like soft breakup, and then he was like, "Cool," and she was like, "No."
You don't have anything else to say?
Jesus Christ. I need
She
some
wants like
read this 'cause I gotta go to the
rom-com
bathroom.
dialogue, you know, and he's
Mhm.
just like,
That's so
whatever. And she wants like a movie script.
Yep.
Yo, somebody else take this. I gotta go to the bathroom. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Like there's this concept in video games, right? Where if a video game, you just do what the game has scripted, they
Mhm.
call it like a railroad style. Like you're just on tracks, right? And you just
Mhm.
go from point A
Right.
to point B. And there's other ones where you can go anywhere on the map, or they call it
Skyrim.
open world, right?
Yeah.
And it's like she wants a relationship that's like on the rails where she has it all planned out.
Yep.
We're going to do this. You're going to say this. I'm going to say this. You say that. Our life's going to be like this. We're going to have this time together without kids. Then presumably kids. Then we become famous radio DJs like my parents or whatever. So she's got it all planned out. And anytime he starts to take it off the rails into the sandbox, she loses it and has to bring it back in
Yeah.
with this manipulation. And that's clearly what we're seeing here from these conversations, I think.
Daly's dysfunction says she wants an NPC.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. That because she takes no accountability for her own actions while on the passenger car of the railroad.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Right.
who's reading this?
I'm down to, but if anyone else wants to, go ahead.
I'm not.
I'll go for it. It's all you.
Oh, I thought you said I'll go for it. Sorry.
No, you can go for it.
Okay. Oh, God. Victims of genuine domestic violence typically avoid contact with their abuser, refrain from pursuing intimacy, and do not encourage a deep and romantic relationship. Owens, however, repeatedly pressed Marraccini for commitment, urged him to become her boyfriend, and frequently professed love and trust, often immediately after the very incidents she now characterizes as abuse. Such conduct is fundamentally inconsistent with the behavior of someone living in fear or attempting to escape further harm. Any comments?
I mean, you might see that in somebody who doesn't have the resources to break away from another person, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
I'm not sure she fits in that box.
Right.
You
She had
know, it-
lots of resources, i.e.,
Yeah.
her parents.
right.
I think the problem is that there's no, like, even if you're trying to put on a mask of
Mhm.
everything's okay in an abusive relationship, there would still be some genuine, I don't know, evidence or expression to someone.
Mhm.
Like maybe you
Look.
vented to a friend, or you had other text messages that were more related to the abuse that was going on, or you would have something that you could use. So basically what Omar's done here is he's explained there's a bar here in terms of if there's a he said, she said situation, the circumstantial evidence is raising the bar in terms of what she has to prove to refute the happy public mask.
Mhm. Yeah, there's a complete lack of
And
any
we just don't,
documentation.
and we've looked for that and what Omar's really doing here is he's saying, look, we've looked for that evidence and we can't find it. All we find is them having this, I don't want to call it normal, but this non-abusive relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only evidence we have.
Right. We don't see her ever saying what happened last night can't happen again. You have to promise me that because I feel like that's something you would say.
That's so true.
if
Yeah. Where
Right.
yeah.
Oh,
Gonna
in
move-
over a year and a half, like you definitely see something.
Mhm. And the fact that we see nothing in an entire history of communication.
Yeah.
And Mike also said that they didn't really email. So like
Mhm.
my abusive ex and I would sometimes email each other. Like if he was at work and didn't want to be bothered with texts, I would just email him the thing so he could like read it whenever he
Mhm.
got to it. And Mike said they didn't really have emails exchanges.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do that with my husband, but I mean, I can see why people do.
I don't
but
anymore.
Yeah.
And with someone else.
But over 4
Yeah.
years, you would think
Mm-hmm.
like at least one,
Yeah.
email or something.
And
going
even
on
if
trips together.
there was a true abusive relationship here and there was no concrete evidence, which you could imagine that's theoretically possible, then you're back to, her personal testimony and credibility. And does her story sound genuine? Does it sound believable? Can you empathize? Can you sympathize? And with what we've seen from things like the TEDx talk and everything, it just doesn't come across as genuine, unfortunately.
Mm-mm.
Or, I mean, that's just how it is.
Right. Should have been better off picking a made up person to just say those things happened with.
Right.
You know.
Kind of like
And-
Bad Andrew.
I think she really missed the opportunity to be like I mean, I'm not saying a great author, but like there's tons of authors on Audible that do okay writing
Mhm.
some not so great stuff, but it's enough for people just need the noise in the background, really. So, I mean, she probably could have done okay with some fictional writing, but
True.
I don't know,
Yeah.
my thought.
No, that wasn't real journalism.
Right.
But I think Mike's credibility is like already pre-established or here because he literally is saying this is a laptop from 2017 with all our
Yep.
communications. I have had forensically audited and I'm offering it as evidence. Like
Mhm.
I'm not sure if the judge will see that, but
It's like, I
really
have nothing to hide.
that is the definition. I think, text messages are so private, so intimate with a significant other. And he's
Mhm.
saying here, like here's all of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's laying out all his, what Omar's done here as well is lay out the earlier court cases. And in Laura's declaration or in her other motions and things like that, she never is sort of contrary to those things. She just sort of says, well, the result is I got a DVRO. Therefore, it's true because I have a legal document that was given to me. As
Mhm.
if a judge issuing an order is creating truth for her.
Mhm.
And so what Omar's doing here is he's actually walking through what happened in the cases. And unless she can refute that, right? What is she going to do? She's not going to have a very good case.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, at least in the Owens Eckerd paternity case, they were arguing about some of the case motions and backgrounds and things in the appeal, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see like, okay, maybe there's a thing here you can argue about. But
Bring it
so
up.
far in this, it's like, well, he went to testify and I think his subpoena was invalid. Like, this is not an argument.
And she doesn't even mention his subpoena, did she? I don't remember her mentioning the subpoena.
Yeah. It's not a genuine
Argument.
sort of refutation of the way he's laid out the facts of the case so far.
Mhm.
And all you have to do is go back and read the court documents from those old cases and see that they're consistent with Mike's explanation in this new document. I don't know where she would go from here in terms of arguing against that.
Right.
Basically, Omar pulled a Jingris on her, but with actual facts.
That's not a Jingers. What are you
I
talking about?
don't.
You know how Jingris just like threw every single fact, every single legal issue, like audible legal issue in there. Omar threw in like legitimate claims. She has to refute every single one of these. I mean, not every single one, right? She has to refute 51% of these
Yeah.
for the judge to be like, "Hey, I might entertain extending this."
Mhm.
Well,
Do you want me to pick up or do you want to go?
I can go ahead because I'm tired of reading, to be honest. Help.
Do we have any interest in skipping around? I wanted to read one section specifically.
I'll probably we'll get through the whole thing in the actual writing, but as far as the exhibits and stuff go, we'll skip around that a bunch.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So we're almost done with this part.
Yeah, I
Thanks.
see.
Yeah.
My bad.
Initiating contact despite the order. Contrary to Owen's portrayal of Marraccini before this court as brutally violent, a rapist, pathological liar, stalker, and the source of her severe psychological distress, Owens herself offered to speak with Marraccini directly by phone as recently as last year. This willingness to engage in communication with an individual she has characterized in such extreme terms starkly undermines the credibility of her claims. Owen's readiness to initiate dialogue highlights and then it's highlighted right below there, the inconsistency and absurdity of her allegations throughout this case. And this is the...
I don't know if that's is it big enough for you to see? I know it's kind of in text.
Can you make it a little bigger?
Yeah, let me do this real quick.
That's what she said.
That help?
Yep.
Okay.
This is a
Oh wait, is this
Jingris
Jingris writing
email,
this?
right?
Can I read
Yeah, it
this?
says down there, yeah.
All right.
Lots of
Patrick wants to read it.
Read it.
All right. One last thing, bro. After talking with Laura about this, she said she has lots of questions for Mike. I told her like I'm drunk right now, but my preference is that she like send me specific questions and I'll see if like Mike wants to like answer them. So also she's like willing to speak directly, but that may not be appropriate in light of the restraining order. On the other hand, if Mike is strong, oh my God, I can't even keep going. If Mike has a strong preference in favor of directly speaking with Laura, maybe we can make that happen.
Yeah, I'm sure that's his preference.
Maybe we can make that happen. I'm licensed in CA, bro. And probably can do some stipulation with the court and Randy and all that shit. So like, call me back. I'm awesome.
Call me back.
Well, so as her current boyfriend, I would have felt that he would have been a little more jealous about her asking to talk to Mike, but I guess not.
Yes.
And if she were right, like yes, if he had brutally beat her, if he had raped her, if he lied about all this stuff, if he was stalking her, severe psychological distress, what like someone had said in the chat, like, Schnitzel, you probably would never have asked to like speak with this person. No, I don't ever want to see them ever again. I don't ever want to talk with them ever again.
So to be honest, and this is kind of like I don't talk about this very much, but I went through a period where I tried to kind of reconcile with my abuser, where and this sounds absurd, and that's why I never really came forward or anything. I never intend to. But I went through a period of time where I did try to make things right, and I was like, maybe we should meet up and like go out to. I even went out to lunch with the guy. And that's bizarre. That is bizarre. In retrospect, I look back on where I was at 6 or 7 years ago, and I'm like, why the fuck would you do that?
It's
But
the
I did do it.
trauma.
Yeah, I did do it. And I don't know. For me, there was like an extra complicated layer because it's like I'm gay, so there's this man that tried to make me not so. He tried to fix it, and so I don't know. I wanted to believe that there was some path to like forgiveness, I guess, because he had such an important role in my life that I was like, maybe if we just sit and talk somewhere in public, maybe I can understand better and maybe I'll forgive him because he had a good reason. And I know there was no good reason. I know that now. There's never a good reason, but at some point in time, some people do get that kind of idea in their head that maybe it's not as bad as it seems. Maybe there was a legitimate purpose for this. And there is never a legitimate purpose, but it's hard to not ever go there. So,
yeah, thank you for sharing that. And even seeing the way you are talking about it right now, your body language, the tone of your voice, like I mean, you can tell, one can tell you actually experienced that, and you still carry that experience with you to a certain degree, right? And and that's what's missing from anything Laura claims.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm uncomfortable with my own actions as well. I think it's not just him; it's what I did afterwards. Where I'm like, it's not like I did anything wrong necessarily, but I did stuff that would make it look like I wasn't telling the truth if I would ever talk about it. So,
and then when you're, and you, brains like react in ways you like wouldn't expect, and especially when you've been traumatized by something, and it's almost like I think of like a dog that is like abused, but they still come running with their like tail kind of down but wagging, trying to like want that love from the person who's abusing them. It's like it's like that.
Well, I mean, the way that people get to a point where they can abuse you and keep you coming back, it's like they give you some of the best times of your life sometimes. And for me, I think at that point, it was like I was just remembering what I felt like at that time in my life and all the potential that I had and all the stuff that I felt like I didn't anymore. And so I was trying to kind of get that back, I feel like, to whereas like I remember when I had his approval, when I had his guidance, and that led to like all these amazing things in my life. And so I just wanted that back.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And we all want an explanation, I think.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think there's anything unnatural about even if you realize that, this is bullshit at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing can explain it. We all want words to like other people to say out loud what we know.
Yeah. Yep. That validation.
Yep.
Well, I don't know what it's like to be pregnant with twins that need 6 abortions, so I can't really relate too much, but just saying.
Months.
I don't think
There is
many
not a
can.
group special enough.
No. No, there's not.
Like we said this the whole time. She's either like the most unlucky human being on the actual universe.
Yeah.
Or she's lying.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did I can't remember if I said before that I did it was like a either Gemini or ChatGPT, I can't remember which one, but I said like tell me like this man is 79 years old, he's had like these 4 different types of cancer, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's this many years ago. Like what's the likelihood they would still be alive? And AI told me they would not fucking be alive.
They're a potato skin at this point.
It's like they would not be alive. Like there's
That's
no
amazing.
possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Yes.
Wait, can you remember the question you asked it exactly?
I just laid out like male 79 years old had I can't remember all I know the Merkel cell cancer. Oh, and then the heart issues that he had that was like the
Yeah,
what is
heart issues. I know it. The newspapers have been putting that in quotes. I wonder if that's like a wink and a nod at something.
I think it's in the text messages somewhere. But I just laid out anything that she said that like we have access to like about the kind of cancer and the heart stuff and everything that she's claimed, and then the Parkinson's, what was it, 2002 or 3 when they said he was diagnosed. So I just like laid out like those facts, and then I was like, what's the likelihood this person would be alive today, or like at this age? And then that's what it said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
Anyway.
it. That's why you declare bankruptcy right before the end.
Jesus.
Live your life.
I mean, I plan to, but I don't have anyone else to leave my debt to. as
Drop
well,
it on your kids. That's how
Butter.
the Owenses do it.
Yeah, right.
YOLO swag.
Yeah, yeah. That should be on some epitaph somewhere.
Do you want me to read or someone else?
I mean, I'm like congested and stuff, so if I could get a break,
Does someone else want to read?
extended break would be good. But
Patrick? Bruce?
Yeah, I'll read. Yeah. Oh, actually, I can't scroll though.
I can do it.
Okay, thank you. The court
scroll
must consider. What's that?
I'm the scroll bitch. That's a
Scroll
thing
bitch.
around here.
Well, I can actually put it up on my monitor if you want to send me the link.
No, I want to be the scroll bitch.
Okay, the scroll bitch. Thank you. The court must consider the significant contradictions between her stated fears and her actual behavior. California law expressly authorizes courts to weigh not only a witness's statements, but also their demeanor, conduct, and prior inconsistent remarks in evaluating their credibility. Evidence code. Here, Ms. Owens' actions consistently undermine her claims. Rather than showing genuine apprehension of Mr. Marraccini, her conduct has demonstrated an ongoing desire to engage and provoke conflict. To renew a restraining order under California law, the petitioner must demonstrate that her fear of future abuse is not merely subjective, but objectively reasonable. A person who continues actively to initiate contact or seeks confrontation with the purported abuser cannot credibly claim to fear them. Ms. Owens' behavior, which includes pursuing communication, harassing, and even publicly confronting Mr. Marraccini, really strongly indicates she harbors no genuine fear of him. Instead, it reveals a pattern of calculated provocation and manipulation. Owens' actions disqualify her from obtaining continued judicial protection. Damn. Wait, could we actually go back up to that paragraph before that? I thought I saw something there. The subjective and objective standard. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, subjective and objective fear. So she has to subjectively be in fear. I guess she can testify to, but then objectively, the only thing that she has is the text messages. I'm not sure if text messages are objective or subjective. Not text messages, the Instagram post and like the Reddit post. She has no way to
If
prove
you
that those
said
are
like
mine.
I'm gonna kill you, I feel like that would be objective, right? I mean, I don't know.
Right.
Right.
Thank you. Yes, that's objective.
Right, but what
Right.
he's done is absolutely not that. So
I'm just
Or
trying to
even
think of
maybe
what.
one police report that confirmed something happened,
Mm-hmm.
or that somebody reported something happened. I don't know.
I mean, she has reported all three of them, unfortunately, but it didn't turn out well. Like the cops always wrote, "We see no evidence of this." You know,
That's what I'm
Oh
saying. There's
wow! Yeah,
nothing.
so she doesn't have the evidence. We can,
Mm-hmm.
Mike should submit those police reports if she tries to talk shit.
Definitely. And that's the
I-
thing where like Bruce is talking about the credibility, which we all know, right? Like it's this kind of thing is going to come down to credibility. Like given the
Mhm.
findings in the Eckerd case, given the 2014 case, the Gillespie case, all of the and then her saying that she she never wrote these doctor's letters, but now she's legitimizing the 2,500 page report, like and everything in between, right? Like there are just so many inconsistencies that like why wouldn't she lie about this when she saw this guy she really liked and who wouldn't commit to her with a new girlfriend, and
Mhm.
probably dying to know, like, was he committed to this girl instead of her? Why was he never committed to her? And then being like her confronting him on the street and knowing that he
Right.
called the police, and she's like, fuck you, well, I'm gonna file for a TRO.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think after all my experience on Flad with Omar and listening to him talk about these type of cases, I think the
Right.
keyword here, knowing he wrote this, the keyword is reasonable, not about
Mhm.
whether some particular piece of testimony is subjective or objective, but a reasonable standard in terms of like what you were saying, right? Is it 49%, 51%?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I think where she's going to lose is that what Laura considers reasonable standard is
Uh-huh.
not what everybody else considers a reasonable standard
Yeah. Yeah.
on average. Okay. So I think that's where he's trying to argue, is on that reasonableness standard here.
Good. I mean, that's all we're asking for. And I think like having a court finally say what is and is not the truth is helpful to the resolution of a lot of these things. And hopefully it brings Mike some closure too.
Mhm.
I'll read this out. The pattern.
all right.
Abortion cores ensued. In August 2021, Owens had a brief encounter with Gregory Gillespie, a man in Scottsdale, Arizona. Sounds like a song. After Mr. Gillespie refused to continue a relationship with her, she claimed she was pregnant with his twins and fabricated a sonogram to continue the ruse. When that failed, she claimed she had to take abortion pills multiple times, as the first attempt failed and the second attempt only allegedly affected one Sorry, it's not funny. One fetus.
The
Mr.
claim is
Gillespie-
funny, like
I mean,
it's coming
the
from
fact
her.
that she keeps claiming that, yes.
Right,
I
and then you
remember
see
someone did a really good impression of the ovary one time. That's what I was actually laughing at.
Oh my god.
and you see like established already in this filing is that she's claiming she had to have these multiple abortions to like get rid of this extra tissue, and like
It's
one
never easy.
twin was
Never easy
still
with her.
there,
You
and now
gotta
you
really
see
fight for the ones you love.
fight to
and
get rid of
fear.
them apparently.
Fight to get rid
It's
of them.
feisty. Yeah.
To hang on.
Yeah. They'll handcuff you. When Mr. Gillespie was not interested in seeing her again, she initiated a civil action against him, alleging he had coerced her into getting an abortion. That action was later dismissed, and forensic analysis confirmed the ultrasound was faked, identifying the original source image that Owens had manipulated, but not before Owens could obtain a protective order against Mr. Gillespie. Yeah, so they disproved it later. I remember we did, or no, Dave did that. Dave disproved that. It's the first thing he did.
Dave and Megan, right?
Uh,
Or Dave on that one. That
I
part.
think it was, no, Dave did the Eckerd sonogram debunk
Yeah.
on his
I
own.
know that when Greg was having this situation with Laura, he texted her and said, like, you faked this. I think he and his friends, or like his friend,
Yeah,
found, like,
I think it was Greg who determined that it was a reused ultrasound, but
Exactly,
it
but
was
not the
Dave and
fiber.
Megan who found the Fiverr logo embedded within it.
Mhm.
Oh, and
later.
then they found the woman too, whose it was, and
Vanishing twin.
raised money for her and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
for the kid's birthday party, right?
Mhm.
hmm
Yeah, yeah, good for Dave on that one.
Yeah.
Um,
Very nice.
should I keep going?
Yeah, go ahead.
The
Like, this
Eckerd
is my stream,
fraternity
yeah.
scheme. In May 2023, Owens had a one-night encounter with reality TV personality Clayton Eckerd, former star of ABC's The Bachelor, in which no sexual intercourse occurred. Owens subsequently claimed she was pregnant with Eckerd's child turned twins.
Turned twins.
Child turned twins, an allegation that mirrors the false scenario Owens had fabricated with Gillespie. And Marraccini. Oh, and Marraccini. There it is. Yeah, I was like, yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Owens-
because there's a pregnancy claim, and then later the claim becomes, oh, now it's twins.
Mhm.
Yep.
Right. That's how every pregnancy probably starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with twins.
With her.
my favorite was when David decided it was a good idea. I guess he had been drinking in the morning that day. He decided it was a
Oh,
good idea
boy.
to email someone, random person in this community who uses a pseudonym, and tell them
Yeah.
that no OB actually ever told Laura she was having twins.
Mhm.
Ever.
Ever. She
Yeah.
It was
felt
just a
it.
feeling.
Does she even have the gene? Like, now I need to know. Where's Brad?
I know.
Can we do a forensic
Brad,
analysis?
can we
of
get a
Laura's
gene
genes?
scan? You owe us,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
We
I think
saved
it
you.
was the genders, right? Nobody ever told her it was a boy and a girl. But
That's
she
true.
just
That's
sort
what she had a feeling
Oh,
about.
was
she
it?
had a
That's right.
feeling like it was.
I always get that mixed up. I'm sorry. I get my lies confused with this
Yeah.
one. So
it,
I,
Yeah.
it was that it would be a boy and a girl, and
Mhm.
I guess she
Yeah.
just was a member of the Psychic Friends Network that day.
that's like the second time I keep getting that story wrong. I'm like, which part was it that was debunked? He admitted to
The
something.
Padlet probably has the picture of the two onesies from her Instagram
Yeah.
that she
Yeah.
threatened to send.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she has a lot of interesting thoughts. We should get her on the search for Bigfoot. Maybe she can figure out where Bigfoot lives. Just wrap that case right up.
He's in her uterus. Duh.
Owens
Multiplying.
even filed a paternity. I'll just finish this out. Owens even filed a paternity suit in Arizona seeking custodial orders and child support from Eckerd, all while inundating him and the media with supposed proof of her pregnancy. That's
And we're
right.
already to A1.
Oh, here's
on to the whole
the
alphabet.
emails, I guess, where she's sending like tip lines stuff about this.
Oh,
I'm the anonymous woman. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay.
right,
we know.
right.
Yeah.
When Mr. Eckerd contested the validity of her claims, Owens moved to withdraw the suit, claiming she had miscarried. The court denied her request, and Owens eventually signed a HIPAA release, allowing at the demand of the judge, but yeah, allowing Eckerd to obtain records that showed she never sought medical care, never received an ultrasound as she claimed, and that she had doctored medical records as part of her pregnancy fraud. The matter was eventually set for trial, and both Gillespie and Marraccini, Owens' prior victims of pregnancy fraud, were lawfully subpoenaed to testify as to their personal knowledge of Owens' allegations. Owens' attorney filed a motion in limine, seeking to preclude Marraccini's testimony, which the court denied. When Marraccini lawfully attended the hearing on June 10th, Owens' attorney further sought to have Marraccini arrested at the courthouse, contacting 3 separate police departments, all of which denied his requests, as Marraccini was lawfully present pursuant to the subpoena. My
Great.
God.
I really hope they subpoena that 911 call.
Yeah.
I
Oh
hope.
yeah. My girlfriend's boyfriend ex is here. Like, can you come get him?
God, Patrick, for a second I thought you were talking about yourself.
did
was
too,
like,
and
what the
then-
hell is happening? Yeah.
I gotta go.
It's real Jerry Springer moment.
All right.
You said it just like so real.
Like, okay, Patrick. He said it like I said I
My
had to go to the
girlfriend-
bathroom. Like it's his thing. You know?
Oh, boy.
I'm just
Um,
I just love like trolling Jingris. He's just so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately he's MIA for the moment, but I'm sure he'll be back.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he can't resist it.
Mm-mm.
We're like, mm-mm.
Ultimately, the trial court judge found that Owens was never pregnant and referred her for investigation by MCAO. In May 2025, a grand jury indicted Owens on 7 felonies: 1 count of fraudulent schemes and artifices, 1 count of forgery, 4 counts of perjury, and 1 count of tampering with evidence.
I love how often this is mentioned.
The indictment alleges from. Go ahead.
Well, oh, I was just saying, in case you forgot.
Oh,
She's-
yeah.
Yeah.
The indictment alleges that from March 2023, this is brand new information. The indictment alleges that from March 2023 to June 2024, Owens engaged in an elaborate scheme to defraud both Eckert and the court, conduct nearly identical to her conduct with Marraccini and Gillespie. Significance of the indictment. Okay. While the Arizona criminal case is separate from this proceeding, it is profoundly relevant to Owens' credibility and pattern of conduct, as well as her allegations against Marraccini. Owens is now facing 7 felony charges relating to fabricating pregnancies, making several inconsistent statements under oath, and falsifying medical evidence.
I cannot
Marraccini-
believe it got to felony. Like, I can't
Right.
believe we got here.
It's crazy.
Marraccini has been
Could've made
identified
Sorry.
by the MCAO as a potential witness to Owens' fraudulent conduct based on his direct experience with her. The parallels between Owens' conduct with Marraccini and Mr. Eckert, including Owens' habit of obtaining restraining orders against her victim, cannot be understated. In both instances, Owens falsely claimed to be pregnant with a child, turned twins, and when pressed for proof, she pretended to miscarry. In both cases, she produced doctored medical evidence to bolster her story, and in both, her lies eventually unraveled. Owens' modus operandi is disturbingly consistent. The court must consider this indictment as critical to her credibility. In short, Owens has a clear pattern. She lies about pregnancies and abuse, and when confronted with evidence of her deceit, she doubles down by dragging her accusers into court to cast herself as the victim and to punish those who exposed her. This pattern has persisted for years, spanning multiple jurisdictions. Arizona courts are now grappling with the fallout as Owens faces criminal prosecution. Should this court, after hearing all the facts, determine that Owens has continued this pattern of falsehoods, this court must refer her for prosecution in San Francisco County and reassess the legitimacy of all filings in this DVRO action. Owens is dangerous and is continuing to harm her victims by maintaining this fraudulent DVRO action. Owens has shown she will not stop and that she is a danger to the community. Jesus, if she doesn't just drop this right now, this is oh my God. If she was ever going to just let something go, now is the time.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
For real.
She's gonna file motions to strike, is what she's gonna do.
Yes,
She's
that's what I was
so
going to say
petty.
earlier. She's going to try to strike all of this, especially.
Yeah,
the
that'll
text
work.
messages.
Yeah, it's called evidence. You need it.
Motion to disqualify Omar.
My evidence is he hurt my feelings.
He's too
Subjectively and
smart. He knows too
objectively.
much about me.
That line from Liar Liar where it's like, it's damaging to my case.
That's right.
It is
love that
virtually, virtually unheard of for someone seeking a DVRO renewal to simultaneously be under indictment for fraud and perjury on a closely related matter. The evidence of Owens' fraud and perjury is significant, and it comes not just from Marraccini's assertions, but from forensic data, third-party witnesses, and judicial findings. An extensive evidentiary hearing is requested by Marraccini to disprove Owens' allegations in the court of law. Owens is a charged con artist, and this court should not accept any of her claims at face value. Her allegations should be given the highest scrutiny and be fully addressed through an in-person evidentiary hearing where Owens' other victims can testify. Okay.
Yes.
That's an important
Oh.
point because I don't think he mentions it very clearly here.
Yeah.
But with this pattern of behavior in the criminal case, Clayton and Greg are both listed not just as witnesses, but as victims. So it's not just the state versus Owens in terms of you committed crime and we know, so we're going to try and punish you.
Right.
It's you committed crimes and we have specifically classified 2 individuals as victims in this pattern of behavior. So this referral for prosecution puts Mike into that same category for this action, which I think is very important.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know Greg was included actually as a victim.
Yeah.
That's
So right
sad,
in the
but
witness list,
so right.
I believe
Yes.
so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Let's see.
That was really good, Bruce.
You want me to read the legal stuff?
Yes, please. No, that's not my voice.
I read this shit all day. Legal standard for renewal, credibility as a central factor. Under Cal Code 6345, a domestic violence restraining order may be renewed for 5 years or even made permanent without a showing of any further abuse since the issuance of the original order. Oh, wow. That's a big hurdle to jump over. However, the law is equally clear that the burden remains on Owens to demonstrate a continuing need for protection. In practical terms, Owens must prove by a preponderance of evidence a reasonable apprehension of future abuse if the restraining order is allowed to expire. Right. This standard has both subjective and objective components. Owens must actually fear future abuse, and that fear must be objectively reasonable under the circumstances. Bruce, there's our test. As the Court of Appeals explained in Ritchie, if the protected party's fear is genuine and reasonable, the court should generally err on the side of renewal given the protective purpose of the law. Conversely, if the claimed fear is not credible or objectively reasonable, renewal is not warranted. In assessing whether Owens's claimed apprehension is genuine and reasonable, the court should consider the evidence and findings underlying the initial restraining order. That's interesting. As well as any significant changes in circumstances since. Yeah, that makes sense. Here, the original DVRO was issued temporarily in 2018 after a brief hearing and was based solely on Owens's written declarations. When time came for the evidentiary hearing, Marraccini, simply wishing to move on, did not contest the order and instead stipulated to a 2-year restraining order to avoid further litigation, without conceding to any allegations in the underlying DVRO. Thus, the original order's findings were never the product of a rigorous credibility determination. They were unchallenged allegations. Now, with the benefit of hindsight and new evidence, this court is in a very different position than it was in 2018. Owens's behaviors have culminated in fraudulent and criminal findings in Arizona. Her credibility is central to this renewal decision and must be assessed to determine whether her apprehension is both genuine and reasonable. Yeah, I just cannot see the objective reasonableness test, Bruce, is like, that's real. And then it's going to come down to credibility in terms of the subjective part. Like,
so can you talk about for a second the difference between preponderance of evidence and beyond a reasonable doubt? Because I don't know that everybody gets that theirs are different, right, in this kind of case.
Yeah, in beyond a reasonable doubt is usually for criminal cases, and that's where you have to have like a majority of people on the jury or a unanimous jury like agree. Like, so it's beyond doubt. Whereas I guess you could think about like preponderance of evidence is like if you have a 6-person jury and 4 people say guilty and 2 people say not guilty, then, you know, that's the preponderance. It's like that 50% line.
Okay.
But you have to like sort of, evidence is circumstantial, and there's direct evidence and then circumstantial evidence. And so you're going to give circumstantial evidence a little bit less weight just inherently because it's not something that like you can tangibly hold. So when you're talking about credibility and preponderance and evidence, like a lot of these kind of fluffy facts can be used to determine, but really at the end of the day, it's the judge just using their bullshit meter. Like that's the best way I could explain it. If the judge is like, yeah, it seems like bullshit, like that's a preponderance of the evidence, especially in the bench trial.
More likely than not.
Mm-hmm. That would be a much quicker way to answer that question, Tiff.
No, I like that. Like I said, I don't think a lot of people, just from watching court all day, I don't think a lot of people understand the difference between the two.
Yeah,
So.
not that high of a standard. And also the in California, what I thought was interesting is the standard is that as like you don't need to show like more abuse once an order has been issued. So it can be based purely on words. So it wasn't completely groundless in Laura's subjective opinion to file for the restraining order. I think it was groundless to file for the permanent one, but if she could meet that standard, then, you know, I could see why she would file this. But I mean, then like why she would have the legal right to file this, not why she actually would file this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Am I in this like weird middle paragraph in this case? In this case,
Yes.
multiple factors.
No, wait. California law? Did we read that? I don't know.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't.
No.
California law recognizes that in deciding whether to grant equitable relief like a DVRO, so equitable relief is just like what's right and in the best interest of the parties. A court should weigh the parties' credibility. The evidence code explicitly permits the court to consider any matter that has any tendency in reason to prove or disprove truthfulness. So they can consider anything that has a tendency. So not even like they can use their general experience, like human life experience in reason to prove or disprove truthfulness. So like, someone, throwing a rock at a window and them seeing like they're next to like a pile of rocks. It's reasonable to think that person next to the pile of rocks broke the window versus the person across the street. In this, witness's testimony explicitly permits the court to consider including prior inconsistent statements and the witness's character for honesty. That'll be a good one, Laura. Good luck there.
Good luck.
Literally charged with dishonesty. In this case, multiple factors cast doubt on Owens' credibility and the validity of her claims of fear. Prior inconsistent statements. In July 2016, Owens assured Marraccini it's not a miscarriage because she was supposedly carrying twins. Yet in her 2018 restraining order filings, she unequivocally claimed to have miscarried, implying that Marraccini's behavior caused the miscarriage. Owens explicitly told Marraccini the miscarriage never happened. Likewise, Owens' current insistence that she has lived in fear of Marraccini since 2017 is inconsistent with her own communications and actions during and after 2017. She sent Marraccini numerous affectionate, casual messages well after 2017, even initiating face-to-face encounters with him, contrary to the horrendous abuse allegations contained in the 2018 TRO filings. Proven lack of honesty. Yeah, when she says like brutally violent, like that to me describes torture. Like it like something really like wrong with me when Shinshil was like, I wouldn't talk to a person like that. And I feel like you can just get that feeling like, oh my God, like this person is dangerous. Like especially that type of person.
Yep.
Proven lack of honesty. Owens' credibility is virtually non-existent. Wait, I didn't read that right. I'm gonna read it again. Owens' credibility is virtually non-existent. Yeah, I did read that right.
You
This
did.
is not a mere he said, she said dispute. It is a case where the record shows deliberate fabrication. She has staged pregnancies and miscarriages that never occurred, forged medical records, and lied about having cancer. She has concocted stories of abuse and gone so far as to create false evidence, such as recycling an unrelated hospital photo to bolster her claims. Yep. Lauren found that. Most tellingly, she now faces a felony indictment in Arizona for perjury and fraud, an official finding of probable cause that she lied under oath and falsified evidence. So probable cause is actually kind of a preponderance of evidence standard just in criminal law. So she already loses just on the charges. Motive to exaggerate. Oh yeah. I don't think you have enough ink here, Omar.
Jesus.
Owens has clear incentives to misrepresent the situation. She has a pattern of using legal proceedings like restraining orders and lawsuits to retaliate against or control former partners. Here, her motive to seek yet another renewal comes after she attempted and threatened to have Marraccini arrested for responding to a lawful subpoena in Arizona. Idiot. Owens faces public disgrace and legal consequences for her actions. Give a little snap for that. A DVRO is a powerful tool that Owens has used as a weapon rather than a protective measure. The court should be mindful that extending it under the circumstances rewards her misuse of the system. Owens has failed to meet her burden of proving a genuine, reasonable fear of abuse. On the contrary, the evidence indicates she does not truly fear Marraccini. She fears losing control of the narrative she has constructed that is falling to pieces in light of the Eckerd case. Owens is a disgrace to genuine victims of domestic violence and cannot be permitted to continue abusing a process that is meant to protect women as a tool to cause further harm. The DVPA was written to protect genuine victims, not to allow a mechanism for individuals like Owens to craft baseless allegations, punishing men for not wanting to date her.
Well, someone should say it, you know?
I love that it was like colon. This is
Right.
what's happening, Laura. When a petitioner's credibility has been eviscerated as thoroughly as Miss Owens has had, I love the adjectives in this.
I just
in this
skimmed
file.
this earlier. This is awesome.
I thought
Relation.
Woodnick had spicy filings. This is a dismantling. Like I'm watching a murder right now.
This is the
Petitioner is not
salsa
special.
dancing.
What's that?
This is the salsa dancing.
That's right. He's yeah. Oh my god, good for him. The court cannot find her purported fear objectively reasonable. Owens points to no new incidents or threats in the 5 years since the DVRO has last renewed. Marraccini has scrupulously complied with the order. Owens' case for renewal thus rests entirely on recycled allegations from the past. Yep. Allegations that are demonstrably false, Marraccini's compliance with the legally issued subpoena, and a forensic investigation of his communications. Yeah, that's a big one. A forensic investigation of his communications with Laura, inspired by Owens's continued defamation of his character. Yeah, that's why he came out. Through her public identity as a fake victim. That's true. That's exactly what she is. She has a public identity of a fake victim.
Oh, wow.
And a private identity of a horrible victim, like of like a truly victimized person.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like what she feels is disconnected from what reality has been. With no misconduct by Marraccini and Miss Owens' credibility in ruins, there is no legitimate basis to continue the restraining order. There is, however, a legitimate basis to refer Miss Owens for criminal prosecution in the state of California. Fuck around and find out, girl.
Underlined.
Yeah, that's good.
Should we read the court cases?
I don't think we need to do that, really.
I love court, but no.
Finally. I
policy
think this is the last page. The court should consider the broad
Yep.
policy implications. Oh, yeah. I like when someone ends with a policy argument. It's nice. The Domestic Violence Prevention Act's notable purpose is to protect true victims of abuse. The purpose is undermined if the system is hijacked by false claims. Courts have warned against using restraining orders as a tactical weapon rather than in shields. Right. Granting a renewal in this case, despite overwhelming evidence of Owens' dishonesty, would send a dangerous message that the court will tolerate and even reward perjury and fabrication. It would encourage others to misuse DVROs for ulterior motives. In contrast, denying their it would set a precedent that it would set a really interesting precedent. I think he would have appeal grounds, honestly.
Yeah.
Because there's just been no physical contact in 5 years.
Right.
And the credibility is in ruins. In contrast, denying the renewal here would affirm that this court will not be made a tool in a fraudulent narrative. Denial of Owens' renewal request would fortify the faith in California DVRO process and ensure that its protections remain reserved for those who genuinely need them. Conclusion.
It's a pretty powerful argument.
Yeah, policy always makes a good argument, especially when it's on your side.
Yeah, right.
That helps.
And I think that's probably what brought a lot of the victims of domestic violence to this case originally, was that a system that's meant to protect people was being misused.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Conclusion: Owens has built her case on a foundation of lies. She lied about being pregnant with Marraccini's children. She lied about suffering miscarriages and undergoing escalating emergency medical procedures that never actually occurred. She lied about having cancer and crafted fake doctor's letters telling Marraccini to be supportive of her. She lied about Marraccini abusing her, even misrepresenting the evidence to support that lie. Owens lied in her submissions to this court, and she lied under oath in 2 other pregnancy cons in Arizona. At every turn, when the truth threatened to undercut her narrative, Owens chose to double down. A person with this habit of deceit cannot be deemed credible, and her motives in seeking a renewal of the DVRO cannot be assumed to be pure. The court must carefully consider whether justice prevails by imposing severe restraints on Marraccini's liberty, true, permanently, under these circumstances. Owens has not been subjected to any abuse by Marraccini. And that's like the lawyer writing that too. Like he's putting his credibility on the line there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The evidence I think he also submits a declaration with this.
Yes.
The evidence indicates that Owens is the instigator of conflicts and that she is committed to tormenting Marraccini for the rest of his life. Her bid to renew the restraining order is not a plea for protection born of genuine fear. It appears to be a ploy for vindictive and continued leverage. Oh, it gives me like bad goosebumps. For the reasons set forth above, Respondent Marraccini respectfully requests that the court deny Owens' request for renewal. Moreover, if the court determines that the original 2018 restraining order was procured through extrinsic fraud, it should be vacated under Code of Civil Procedure 47.3d. I gotta read that one later.
I have a feeling. So that one is based on fraud, to overturn based on fraud. The 473B is just to be overturned like in normal circumstances, but D is for fraud. And I have a feeling we might get an actual request for that because it's mentioned here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just curious, like, is there a look back period that they can't go further than? But
I think that her filing for the renewal may have reopened the statute of limitations.
That's awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, there, and also it
Ooh.
talks about, because I read it a while ago, that it's from the discovery of the fraud too. So if we look at the laptop as the discovery point too.
That's so nice to have that anchor point of like the forensic. Oh, I'm glad facts are on his side.
Yeah,
I
that'll be the
know.
beginning of 24.
Yeah.
And I mean, because I know like in real estate, if you can file like quick claim deeds and eventually they can like morph into like real deeds or something like that, right, Tiff?
Yeah, over time.
Yeah.
They,
So
yeah.
I wasn't sure if
That's
there was
always
like a hardening period for the DVRO, but yeah, I'm gonna read that. And if it's based on
Yeah.
fraud, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The seriousness of extending or potentially making permanent the DVRO requires strict. It, yeah, absolutely does. This is like depriving this man of fundamental liberty for his life. That's like essentially kind of putting him in like an open air prison.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did I tell you guys, and I'm sure Laura already knows this, and I'm sure she fucking loves it, but every time Mike has to fly anywhere, he's taken into a back room and questioned for like an hour.
Jesus.
Even with his family, if he's flying for work, it doesn't matter. Because of the DVRO, it shows up every time he flies and they question him.
Crazy.
Huh.
That's
Like,
crazy.
where are you going?
That's
Who are you going
one-
to see?
Wow.
Right. That is only one of the ways in which I hope will be mentioned in some future filing, whether it's a declaration from him or something else. Like all the ways in which this has affected his life.
That's so crazy.
Well, justice would be this getting referred to the prosecutor's office, her getting prosecuted, and Mike making a victim impact statement.
That would be great.
His email alone that he wrote to
David,
Ding
yeah.
Dong. Yeah.
Ding dong.
That's what I call him. My husband and I sat and like we both teared up reading it. Like it. Yeah.
And I think Mike has probably been through the most of that. I think there's probably some things that Greg and Clayton have been through that are similar to that, actually. I wouldn't be surprised. But Mike's probably had the worst of it for the longest amount of time.
Yeah. I mean, he's had to deal with that since 2018.
That's awful.
Anyway, Debbie Downer. But
I know. That might have been my bad. A DV. Well, I mean,
it just tells you why this case is so important.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and on the plus side, this part should cheer everyone up. Because of that, like, it does require strict adherence to due process and fundamental fairness. So, particularly when substantial evidence shows the underlying order was obtained through false pretenses. Although Marraccini stands ready to address the merits of Owens' allegations, these procedural defects alone provide an independent basis to dissolve the existing order and deny any further extension. In sum, I tried to scroll down. In sum, justice requires that this court not countenance perjury or reward fabrication. Owens has had her day, indeed years and years, under the protection of an order that was predicated on false claims. Yeah. That's going to, I hope they take that up. That chapter should now close. Marraccini respectfully requests that this court allow the restraining order to expire, restoring his freedom and good name.
Yes.
Mm.
I think his declaration is in the other filing.
Which one?
A
Oh, yeah,
motion
we
to
read that earlier.
disqualify. Mhm.
Yeah, we did. I would love to, and yeah, I know we have some stuff here we've already seen. I would love to go through more of these exhibits, but tonight I think it's been 2 hours, so I'm gonna have to cut it off.
Oh, could you do me a favor
yeah,
real
what's up?
quick though?
Yeah.
If you're in Adobe, can you click like the bookmark tab and see if like the exhibits are bookmarked?
Where is it?
I think it's on left side of the screen, but it's
Oh, I'm in Chrome though.
oh you're not in Adobe.
No, I can send it to you if you want.
Yeah, because if they're bookmarked, we can get through them quicker.
Oh no, I don't have them pulled up bookmarks.
Smart.
Yeah, no, I'm saying when you're ready.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, we'll probably come back and do this soon.
Yeah, that was so. I mean, dude, that was.
I think
really
if they have
powerful.
bookmarks,
Good for
Chrome will still
so
see
much.
them. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw them over there. Our pictures are in the way. Our videos
Pictures?
in the way. Our
We can't
little
see.
video.
Sometimes
you-
they'll automatically make.
We're all zoomed
bookmarks.
in, you know.
Yeah, I can't annotate the screen, but
I
I
just have to say like that filing is everything I hoped it would be.
Yeah, that's good.
It really is. I really hope Mike is able to come out of this.
I mean, the lawyer
With
did a
it.
good job. He's okay.
Yeah, I know, right? He's okay.
That was kind of an all right filing, I guess.
He salted all over Gingras.
Hey, Patrick, there's a question here for you. I think we touched on it earlier, but still. Justice for Clayton. Thank you for the 5. It says, I'm late AF. Has Patrick weighed in on her filing to not be able to pay? Will that work after saying she and her mother make $200K under oath?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, JFC. I said the court's definitely going to look into it because it just doesn't make sense how she could have money to pay a lawyer, a criminal defense lawyer, a retainer, and then that person is saying she doesn't have any more money, so I need the state's resources. So I think the court's going to look into it, but that's basically what she's saying is she wants the state to pay, she wants the taxpayers to pay for her to have like experts and stuff because she doesn't have money. So we'll see what the court says.
I was kind of hoping for like a filing from Ed from the state.
Ed?
That's like,
okay. Yeah.
fuck no.
I mean, it might come.
I mean,
honestly.
how long do they have to reply to that? I mean, do they get to
Well,
reply to it?
I think first it's an application for poorness, and and then there, she submits an affidavit with it with her financial, and then so I think the judge makes like a preliminary find on it, and then probably ask the court, like ask the prosecution, hey, I'm going to allow this. Do you want to object? And at that point, they'll make a decision if they want to object or not.
I see. So they have to get past the judge first. Okay.
Yeah.
Would the judge have any concern with taking a statement made by a defendant who's facing multiple fraud charges seriously when they say they're indigent?
I think, in your line of work, numbers don't lie. So if she can provide, well, actually, her numbers do lie though, Tiff. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, so I don't know.
You can't
She
make
should
them
throw in
lie.
the money market account.
Right. Proof of funds.
But no, to
Yeah.
answer your question, yeah, I mean, I think they'll look at the numbers. They're not going to go by, her crying
The
poor.
case. Yeah.
I think that because she's retained the criminal defense lawyer, she doesn't get that pass. I think a truly indigent person who is like, I need experts, and they already had a court-appointed lawyer, they could use like a "woe is me" argument, but I don't think she
Would be
can
like-
because she.
like a perfunctory. Yes, you're approved for this because we
Right,
have to.
right.
Yeah.
Because we
But
already
now-
did this.
Yeah.
We already gave you a free lawyer. What's a free expert?
Right.
No, that's a good question. Yeah, I actually hadn't thought it through that well until we talked it out. So thanks, guys.
All right. Well, it's 9 o'clock here, and that is past my current bedtime. So I know it's like midnight for most of you. So
Yeah.
Oh,
thanks for
man,
having me.
it's midnight over here. Yeah.
When are you flying back?
Tomorrow morning,
Okay,
like 10 a.m. or something. It's 11 a.m. Yeah.
not too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, not too bad.
No,
Yeah, get some good rest.
I'm like an hour away from LAX though, so that's a
Mm,
drive.
mhm.
Yeah.
It's
All
at
right, I'm gonna pick
11
it
is
up.
your flight?
Around 11, like right before 11, I think.
I'll see you there, cutie.
What?
No, yeah. I'll show
I
the,
am
the
so-
box of I'm not
I
gonna let
am-
Omar steal you away from me. I know you're in California. You need to be back in
I
Florida. Get back to
am-
Florida.
So confused.
I'm just sleep deprived.
Well, you did just tell me you're in DC, so I'm very confused. Like very, very confused. So,
Oh, I was in Florida last year.
oh, you were, yeah. I mean,
And then
oh,
That's
you
where
meant you
my
would wait for
family
me at the airport when I get to Florida. Okay, so I thought you were going to meet me there in the morning. I was like, sir, are you going to fly all the way over here just to like say goodbye to me at the airport?
Give you a hug for carrying all for honestly getting all these documents posted and then going through them. And
Oh man,
really
I didn't do the
appreciate it.
work. That wasn't me. I did not do the work. I got these off the Reddit and from the Volo website, and then
Well, you still spent 2 hours going over them, so appreciate
Yeah.
that.
he just doesn't want you to claim you're pregnant with his twins.
Right.
they're triplets.
Yeah.
Lauren, how's
See
it
if them-
feel having all these men trying to pick you up in their
Actually,
Subarus
Lauren,
all
you
the
can
time?
be pregnant with my twins. It's fine.
Is there such thing as a fetal marijuana syndrome? Because they would have that.
I think that'd make them pretty chill, honestly.
Right.
God.
They're just
All right,
come on.
guys.
They're like, what up?
What's up?
Thanks everybody. Appreciate you for watching, and we'll be back
a
sometime
new health
soon. Not
trend.
tomorrow, but the next day, I think. So, all right, bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.